Salam, shalom. Wise Salah speaking. Giving all of you a chance to get in here as always. Explain this deep. I want to say this as I wait for you all to get in here. If you watch online, Peace and Wisdom JS. If you watch online, Are the News. It makes it seem like there's a lot going on in life, like in terms of like turmoil. You got the Trump stuff going on. You have all these so-called wars going on. They make it look like it's a lot going on. Homeboy just got shot in his neck. Charlie Kirk. Like that. Now, if y'all snap out of all of that and y'all look at y'all own lives, y'all come to realize ain't nothing happening. Y'all getting lost in the media. I'm not saying things are not happening, but all you could take account for is your own life, your own environment. Because you have privilege to see what's happening in other countries, that's the problem. Meaning what's happening in other countries is not your problem. You being able to see about it is the problem. Because then it makes y'all feel like, man, there's so much going on, and we overlook how big the world is. These places we tuning into, they in a whole nother realm. It's like I said before, when you travel from New York to LA, you're traveling in time. They're in a whole different spectrum of time. This is why when you go there, time may be 3 hours behind. If you go to Japan, they're a whole day ahead. If we all in the same world, then you tell me what sense that makes. If I live in New York, which is in Earth, and California is in Earth, why when I travel there, time go back? What sense that make? Wouldn't time be going forward everywhere? Why they in a different time frame? If you understand what I just said, then you'll understand, like, life is stranger than y'all grasp. But California, it don't even have to be California, but different countries, they not in the same place as you. Look at life as days. Let's say New York, Atlanta, Georgia, all the places on the same time, they're in Monday. Let's say other countries is in like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But view the days as separate spectrums of time. They're on their own accord. They don't have anything to do with the other. Like that, we're traveling through time. Yeah, you need like airplanes, high-tech boat, something like that. You can't just go from place to place because you say like, I'm a walk. You're not walking from here to Tokyo. That's out. Peace and wisdom, holy Zoli. And so, put more focus into y'all own lives, and you get it? The environment you're in. And you'll see like it's not too much happening. In fact, the more they speak about things happening, you know, things to come, the more quiet they get. You get my point? Meaning in y'all real lives, it's getting quiet. Y'all tuned in online and there's so much going on, but you get my point? It's not reflecting that way in life. I'm not saying there's nothing happening, but you get my point? In that, y'all more involved in those things than y'all are in, you know, tending to the self, growing mentally and emotionally. Peace and wisdom, JS. Now, if you have any questions before I start, ask them now. I'm gonna come back one day and do a video on time travel. It's freezing up on my, hold up. Now let's start. I want to explain what God told Moses his name was in Exodus 3, chapter 14. If I'm not loud enough, let me know. And if you want, you can pull out the text. That way you can read it on your own. I'm not going to read it. I'm assuming everybody knows. Exodus 3:14. And if you don't, read it. I'll explain it a little bit. Now, for clarity, biblical scholarship, or any ancient scholarship, text, it has nothing to do with any religion. Religions use these ancient texts or books, but these ancient texts or books were not written for any specific religion. Religions just use them. Religions lie on God in the books, whichever book they pick, whichever God they pick. And so it's always been like that. If you're lost, the Bible is about Jews. Jews are people who follow Judaism, not a nationality. Again, a Jew is somebody who follows Judaism. That's not their nationality. Same way a Christian is somebody that follows Christianity. It's not their nationality. But the two could get confused if you're not aware that one is a religion. So if we speed ahead in the time and then they lose sight of Christianity as a religion, then maybe they think they were Christian people. You get my point? Let's say in the ancient times, they didn't go by nationalities, they went by religion. A Canaanite was a certain religion, a religious group. And maybe this other ancient nationality you heard of in the Bible was another religious group. Not necessarily nationality how we have it today, but their nationality would have went by their religion. In that, in today's times, you were Christian. Let's say you were Jew, you were Muslim. This would be your nationality, but it truly is your religion. And everybody's a Muslim. Yep. And it's like that now, meaning y'all let that override nationality. You could be black, but your religion come before your race. You view your religion as your relationship with God, so you get my point? You put it before everything. And that, we don't really live nationalities, we live religions. That's y'all real nationality, because y'all will go against y'all nationality for religion. Some of y'all go against y'all children. Some of y'all may go against y'all parents for religion. And so you get my point? Religion in the ancient text, or you could say the religious scholarships like the Bible, the Quran, these books were not written for any religion. That's why you don't see no religion in them. You don't see Christianity in the Bible. And you don't see them saying anything about a Christian. It's not about any religion. It's about religious people and how they lie on God and lie on anything that they can. Now, let's say you're a Christian. I don't want you to take offense, but let's say you're a Christian. You say, I don't do that. You do that. You haven't read the Bible. And any Christian, step forward now. You read that book from beginning to end. The purpose you read a book from beginning to end is so you can understand the whole overall point of the book. Picking pieces of the book to read is not reading any book. Now, how many Christians actually read the book? If you're a Christian and you say, I ain't actually read the book, then it's like I said, religious people lie on the book and they lie on God. Why they do that? Ask them. Like, you get my point? Ask a Christian. I would know if you're a Christian in here right now. Maybe you could tell us. Why do you look to have debates with people about the Bible and you never read it? Who does that? A Christian? A Muslim? Anybody you find in any religion, I guarantee you they didn't read any of the text. They read a verse here, a verse there, but they didn't read any of the text. They have no understanding of the religion or the God in it. All they do is listen to what whoever in their religion says, and they just add that into their programming. And argue like they know the book and God, and they know they don't. It happens naturally. It's a religion thing. Meaning it's a liar's thing. And so don't take offense if you're in religion. Maybe you don't realize you do it. And this is why self-awareness is important. Otherwise, you be anything in this life if you're not aware of yourself. Look at it from the physical perspective. You don't look at yourself in the mirror, you might be walking around looking any old kind of way. If you're not self-aware, I'm speaking of your mind and your emotional state and your actions. Like, if you're not aware of your actions, you be any kind of way. In that, a Christian is a liar on God and the book. But if you ask them anything, they're going to lie on it. Meaning if you ask a Christian right now, are you a liar on the Bible? They're going to tell you no. If you ask them, you read it? Honestly? They're going to stutter, like, basically to let you know, nah, I didn't really read it. And you ask them again, well, how are you not a liar on the book? And if you don't know nothing about the book, then you can't truly know nothing about the God. And everything you blabbering to me about how you love Jesus and all this weird stuff is a lie. Why are you doing that? Then their horns gonna come out. They're gonna get aggravated with you and y'all know the rest. And that's what it's about. Everybody getting puddled into their lives. It's a play on y'all I was gonna say clarity, but it's a play on y'all internal cleanliness. If you all filled with lie and you ain't take the time out to get your emotional state and your mind together, then you get my point. You gonna resonate and be led to whatever you are. A liar gonna resonate with, or a lie receiver gonna resonate with a liar. You get my point? Meaning if you full of lie, you gonna resonate with whoever lying. If you full of truth and you refuse lie, you're not gonna resonate with it. You're gonna always have a question to any lie or anything that don't make sense. And until you get the makings of the sense of it, you get my point? Then you like, I don't know. Well, for you, you do know. You say this a lie. That part. And so be clear, if you're in the religion, those books is not written for your religion. Your religion kind of stole those books or stand on those books as their own, but they're not, and they never were. It's like I said, the religion just used the book and the gods in the book It ain't even no gods in the book. They just make whatever they want. But that's why I'm explaining this little Bible verse so y'all can see that. When you're dealing with ancient scholarship, it's all deep knowledge pertaining to self. God is a higher force in life, the force in life that kind of controls everything's comings and goings. When I say comings and goings, y'all go to sleep, then y'all come back. You get my point? The sun drop, it come back. There's a hidden hand or a force of some sort that controls all of that comings and goings. You put a seed in the ground, y'all don't make the flower blossom out, and neither do the dirt. But the hidden hand do that. And it's no different than when you fall into unconsciousness every night. It's like your consciousness is being planted into that soil, and then you blossom in the morning. But y'all don't control when y'all blossom or when y'all set. Y'all just prepare yourselves. Meaning y'all lay down, y'all wait for the unconsciousness to receive y'all in. But in regards to y'all having control over it, and it's happening, there's something else that, controls that. And so, if you're in a religion, maybe you might want to consider freeing yourself at some point and understand God is within you. And the more you cleanse yourself out, I'm speaking on an emotional and mental level, the more you cleanse yourself out, the clearer everything I'm saying will be. Or the clearer you will understand life and the higher force. Of course, y'all call it God or whatever y'all want. Y'all got names for it. Physical people names for it, but there's no understanding of lie. God or the higher force ain't got no name. It don't need one. Because it don't need to answer to nothing. It don't need to respond to nothing. It don't need to come to nothing. It don't need to oblige to nothing. It do what it do. Whether you like it or not, it wouldn't matter. It's like the sun rising and setting. You don't have to like it. Who cares? It's gonna happen. It's like that. But if you listen to man speak, he speaks as if God is a lesser thing to him. It's something that gotta die for him or save him or his servant in some kind of way. Meaning God served y'all in some kind of way. But in all truth, God control all things. Like I said, the comings and goings of it. You can go unconscious right now and stay there. You got no control to say you can't or you not. It's going to be what it be according to that power. It's the same with anything you could think of. The sun might not raise in the morning. I have no control over if that happens, not even the sun. Like that. It don't need no name. It don't need no acceptance. It don't need nothing. You better become aware of that force. Or you get my point? You be overtaken. Meaning you be brought wherever you brought, and ain't nothing you can do about it. You need an example? When you go into unconscious sleep, you brought into whatever dream space you are, and you got no control of if you go there or not. Y'all can't say, I don't like this dream, put me in another one. Y'all get taken where y'all do, and make the best of where you get dropped off at. So y'all get dropped off in consciousness or physical life and make the best of it. You're going to be here for 16 hours or so, unless you get knocked out or something. Or you choose to daydream off in your own mind. And then at some point, y'all going to be snatched out of this place and brought into the darkness or the abyss, unconsciousness. And you got no choice in the matter. And maybe you relieved from that darkness for a time and brought into a dream space. But there's no control on your end. Man got so much ego, he not aware of that. Where he say, damn, I never noticed that I can be taken anywhere as a soul or a mind, and there's nothing I can do about it. Again, y'all wake up from unconsciousness. Y'all thrown into it. Sometimes y'all brought into another reality or an alternative reality. Y'all call it dream. Dream is the alternative reality to physical life. I know y'all think there's many different alternative realities, but there's only three realities: the darkness, the spiritual space, which is the dream realms, and the physical. And y'all flip flop between all three of those always. Meaning from the moment you born to the moment you call death, which that ain't, an end, so to say. That's all that happens. Y'all ping pong in between the three realities. Dream space being the alternative to physical life. Meaning you have decisions in physical life. Whatever decisions you don't make, they become possibilities of what could have happened, and they are stored in the subconscious, which is the unconscious. And from there, you can dream it or you can enter it, that alternative reality, or that possibility that never was, that could have been. So let's say you're walking down the street, you left or right, you go right, but everything that would have happened if you went left is stored in the subconscious. In that, you're able to enter it in dream. A lot of y'all get lost. You say, I didn't know the subconscious was the unconscious. Submarine, under, whatever you want to call it. Unconsciousness and subconscious is the same. Or you can say subconscious is a branch of unconsciousness. It's not physical consciousness where you're physically awake and in control. It's a consciousness that's like stored beneath things, that acts and does on its own. So that's why I use unconsciousness and dream as an example. For those of y'all that's lost in the subconscious talk, where you like, no, the subconscious and the unconscious is different. A different word for the same thing, but it's not different. And so in the daytimes, y'all have a lot of things scrambled up. A lot of different words for the same thing, a lot of different renditions of the same thing, but you get my point? It helps to tangle the mind out or braid it up. And so, like I said, all you got is three realities: unconsciousness, the spiritual space or the dream space, and what we call physically awake. You got those three realities, and then you got a secret one. I'll explain that either at the end of this video or on another one, but you get my point? You got those four realities. The hidden one, you got to earn that one. Meaning you got to come into that one on your own. But you brought into the other three. You get it? By whoever. Let's say the force, or what y'all call God. So these are the things y'all have to become aware of. But y'all are like blinded or distracted by all the foolish talk that they say is happening in life. Wasn't the rapture supposed to happen today? You see how y'all have y'all little viral things where y'all say this gonna happen or that happens. It never happens, and then y'all jump on the bandwagon for the next thing. Y'all said the end of the world was going to happen last year. A comet or something was going to hit. It never happened. Y'all took no accountability of it. Y'all took no accountability to point out whoever said it. Like, yo, you don't be knowing what you're talking about. You're just a goofy follower. Y'all just wait for the next thing to come out to follow, making fools of yourselves, but there's no self-awareness. In that, you get my point? It's like the dumb roller coaster. It'll take y'all wherever it take y'all, and you get my point? Now just down for the ride. Now, religion is basically the gathering of liars and believers. And a lie is how you get belief. So you got your liars and your believers of these lies. And this is what religion is, the gathering of that. Liars and the receivers of these lies. They become the believers of lie. Again, belief ain't truth. Belief is just belief. It's something that ain't came to be, but you choose to believe in it. Peace and some wisdom, Holy Zoe. You said it was random too. A lot of y'all kind of gone, waiting on retard talk to happen. You don't gotta wait for the truth. The truth always present. Let's say you somebody, you say, I'm waiting on Jesus. You wasting the time. You skipping over. You never read the text and ain't got no understanding in the text. You skipped over that. You skipped over the God's name that you use. That's not even accurate. How you use the wrong name of your God and you skip over that. You reach for another name. No, it's Yeshua. You don't gotta reach for no other name if you already using the wrong one. That means you wouldn't care what the name is and you wouldn't care nothing about the God. You just playing. And this is what religion is today. Just a bunch of people playing, acting like they slow, but the joke's on them. Because they're not keeping track of all their lies and all the lies they accept and how they skip over it and continue on. In that, y'all become tangled out. A lot of y'all like, he's speaking truth, but it's going too fast because I'm guilty of everything he's saying, but I ain't ready to acknowledge all of that whole book bag worth of stuff. You gotta stop skipping over things, otherwise you're gonna have a whole book bag, a whole suitcase full of lies. Meaning a lot of y'all on your deathbed, you're gonna have a mind full of lies. This is like a whole suitcase full of lies. View life like that. You've been here all this time, you collected whatever you did, truth or lie. You can't take none of your physical things, but all you could take is your emotional state and your mind, and whatever it consists of. Now let's say your mind just consists of all the lies you ever heard in life. You ain't never take a chance to accept the truth. Like that. You die on that accord. Your bag's packed with nothing lies, and so you go on your way with your beliefs. And that, you get my point? You want to cleanse the self, you want to know some truth. You view that as your bags that you packing before you die. And that, you can live out that truth, but you can't live out no lie. So look at it like that. You either gonna die with lie on the self or truth on the self. You can live out the truth. You can't live out no lie. In that, you just be in limbo. You get my point? A wandering mind. And so, let's say you in the religion Islam. You know how in Islam it says like, you know how in Islam they speak of non-believers? And most Islamic people, they think that mean like a non-believer is somebody that don't believe in like Allah or that Quran book. A non-believer is somebody that don't believe in truth. There is nothing else. When you talking about belief, what are you talking about? You're not talking about a name of a God or a religion. You're talking about the truth. There ain't nothing else to believe. It don't matter if you have a God and he have a name. He still have to stand on the truth. Or what are we talking about? The devil? Meaning y'all gods have to stand on truth. Ain't nothing above truth. If you think, no, a non-believer, somebody that don't believe in the religion or Allah, those things only matter if they true. In that, a non-believer can only be somebody that is not a believer of the truth. Now, some of y'all will say, what's the truth? The truth is whatever you hear, that's the truth. And when you decide to skip over it, you're a non-believer. You see how I said all religious people do is lie on God in their book. They never read it, they know nothing they be talking about, but they got a lot to say. Now, let's say you're a religious person and that is the truth. You do that. Well, now what? You gonna follow the truth and get your act together? I'm not saying read the book and become a real Christian. Ain't no such thing as a real Christian or any real religious anything. I'm pointing out how y'all fake and phony. So you don't have to pretend with yourself like, oh no, there's a real branch. I'm just on the fake side. The religion full of liars, and that's what it is. just lie. There's the truth of those matters, but the religious people, they lie. And so do you get my point? You a Christian, a Muslim, you heard what I just said and it hold truth. But are you going to accept it and say, damn, he right? Maybe I need to follow whatever he teaching then because he's right. That part. You're going to skip over it because you're a liar. And all I'm saying is keep track of that. Meaning you have to be self-aware. Y'all not getting no reward for nobody else's good deeds or anybody else's bad deeds. You're not going to get no reward for snitching on somebody's bad deeds or overly talking about whatever good deeds you think you got. This is not about y'all deeds or anything, truly. It's about if you a goddamn liar and a receiver of it. Or if you somebody that stand on the truth. Nothing else truly matters. Everybody got good deeds and bad deeds or whatever. Maybe yours outweigh the next person. But still, what are we dealing with? So you did more good stuff than this person, but what's good truly? You get my point? And so it's only going to boil down to truth and lie, nothing else. If nothing else matter. You either full of lie and you a liar, or somebody that will skip right over the truth to serve your own ego or your own Satan. You're going to always be balanced in the matter, fair-minded, and think things all the way through and stand on the truth of the matter. The truth don't have to be nothing. You get my point? Nothing ain't a lie. A lie's a lie. I don't know ain't a lie. You say, man, Solace, you believe Jesus Christ coming? Hell no. But let's say I didn't know. I ain't never in the past had no problem saying I don't know if that's the truth or not. It sound more like a lie. And I don't have no problem if God come down and be like, you wasn't a believer. Life ain't about belief. It's about the truth or not. Life is not about games. I'm going to test you to see if you believe anything I say. And if you fail, then you going. I don't play them games with nobody, not even God. You playing games. I don't got time for it. This how y'all mind should be. If somebody's trying to tell you something and they're like, just believe me till later. Why? Just come back later. Whenever whatever you talking about is the truth, tell me then. To tell me early is basically to tell me nothing. Because I can't judge nothing you saying is truth or lie until it happened or it don't. In that, you a Christian. You say Jesus coming back. It's already proven a lie. Tomorrow too. Yesterday too. Remember like 3-4 years ago I did a video when I said, because Christians be liking to tell me, you gonna see. I told them count the days up that you see, because that count for something too. I mean, I told them ain't no Jesus coming back. Y'all don't understand that accurately. And y'all liars, so y'all act like y'all do. Say, watch, you gonna see. I told them you gonna see that I'm right today, tomorrow, yesterday, the day after. You get it? And you keep track of all the days that I'm right. Now here we are 5 years later, and y'all God ain't come for y'all. And so you count up them 365 times 5, that amount. You count up all them days you've been wrong coming here. Every day you've been wrong, I've been right. See how simple the truth and lie is? You say Jesus is coming. I say he not. Who's telling the truth? Who's lying? You lying. Because he ain't coming. What you gonna say? Well, you gonna see? Well, what about now? What you see right now? Because I win right now in regards to who lying and who ain't. He ain't coming. Your grandmama is dead already, and she said what you said. Man, the forefathers that built this country, they died 300-400 years ago. They said the same shit. Jesus coming. And somebody then told them the same thing I said. No, he ain't. And count the days that you wrong. You can say anything you want. No, I believe and you'll see. Cool. Just make sure you see every day you wrong. Because that's what counts. And then when you die and he haven't come, so then you get my point? Now pack up your bag of lies and then what? You know he gonna come in my death. Okay. Death is the end of the movie. You get my point? That's like saying a movie gonna come on when they go off. You already seen the whole movie. You ain't getting nothing out of it? Again, y'all living life. Y'all ain't getting nothing out of it. I know it's a lot of distractions and y'all ain't self-aware, so y'all don't see how y'all get distracted. But you ain't learned nothing in life. That's true. If most of y'all measure y'all mind space right now, you ain't got one thing in there that's the truth or what's a proven fact. The only proven fact you got in your mind is whatever I just said, if you remember it. That part. And so if you are a Muslim, like I said, find your way out the religion. Get this real truth I got. Same with a Christian. Better find your way out of there. You scared of losing your Christian buddies? Well, they should be your friend regardless if you're a Christian or not, because y'all grown and y'all not in no gang. And they talk and deal with many people that's not in their religion because they go to work and they got to be phony when they doing many things. So they shouldn't hold you to it. Meaning if you a Christian and you tell all your Christian buddies, I'm not a Christian anymore, that's a lie. I'm listening to Solace and I'm learning from him now, but I still like y'all and I still want to hang out on the weekends and shit like that because y'all good people. Y'all just followers a lie, but I like y'all company. If they don't accept you, then that mean they was being phony with you all that time. How we just cool because I'm in your gang? You follow? Meaning a lot of y'all need to start testing what y'all in. Test your fellow Christian brother. Let's see how pure their heart is. Y'all gonna see all the evils and ugliness of life. Y'all gonna see y'all own reality, meaning y'all own selves. Because a lot of y'all the same. You gonna do the same. Meaning, right now, if your Christian buddy came and told you I ain't a Christian no more, you wanna look down with the church, so you get my point? You gonna go with the programming. So if you a Muslim or any other religion, a non-believer is somebody that does not believe in the truth. And the truth is always present, meaning truth ain't no documented thing. You got things that's documented and you will read them or you will hear them and they will either hold as truth in the present moment or not. You get my point? In that, somebody tell you, man, Jesus is your Lord and Savior. You don't know who that is, though. You could lie and say, yeah, I do know who that is, but you don't. You got imagery, paintings of this fake character. You familiar with the name of the fake character, but in regards to you or anybody else ever having any type of intercourse, that's the wrong word, right? Verbal intercourse, y'all know what I mean. Y'all ain't had no engagement, man. Y'all just speak of the character, having never seen the character, even know who y'all talking about. And that, do you get my point? You can't say it's true. How can nothing be true? Say, I heard of this character, so that makes it true. Why? And like I always say, religion's something y'all got out of Babylon. It ain't something pure from nature. It got to do with Babylon. It don't got to do with nothing real. Now, you do have that force within you that's a savior. Meaning every night y'all brought into unconsciousness and something saves y'all from it in the morning. Y'all call that waking up and y'all charge that on yourselves. Of course, y'all got ego, so you get my point. You view it as I just woke up. But at some point, maybe you get a little clear in your understanding and you realize I ain't had nothing to do with that process truly. Just like I ain't got nothing to do with the process of me staying alive or dying. And that, you become more aware, you become more grateful, and you get my point? Ears and things like that start working. That force, and many other forces y'all overlook, and you could say they all the same force, different expression. But understanding that force, and if you want to call it God or whatever you want to call it, so that's on you. But you get my point? Knowing something tangible, not just blabbering out words. And because the next person programmed to say what you said, did that mean they just and true? I just mean they a programmed monkey. Now, in Exodus 3, that's chapter 3, verse 14. This is the biblical verse where Moses asks God, if the Hebrews ask him who sent him, what should he tell them? Again, Moses asks this burning bush. This burning bush is supposed to be God. Moses asks the burning bush, if the Hebrews ask me who sent me to take y'all, who should I tell them sent me? Now, the answer was, I am that I am, or some rendition of I am. But you have to remember that's the English translation of what was written in Hebrew. Meaning I am that I am, or if like that person said, I am that I am, or I am. You have to remember that's not what was necessarily said in Hebrew, or maybe it was. But I am that I am is an English translation of whatever was written in Hebrew. And for you to truly know what was said, you'd have to go back to the Hebrew writings. Meaning whatever was written in Hebrew, you have to translate that yourself. And it's not hard because Hebrews have an alphabet. And the letters all sound out the same for the most part. So all you have to do is know whatever they wrote and what the letters are to sound out the words yourself. Now, in Hebrew, when Moses asked what's the name he should give to the Hebrew people if they asked him who sent them, the name that was given was these letters in Hebrew: A-H-Y-H. Let me write it so y'all can see it in real time. When Moses asked the God of the burning bush what he should tell the Hebrew people if they asked him who sent him, and this is what was written in Hebrew. Okay, I'm assuming that's coming across the right way. It's in reverse on my end. But A-H-Y-H-A-S-R-A-H-Y-H. This is the answer that he got. Now, they say that translates into Aya, Asher, Aya. Meaning the Hebrew letters, meaning the answer to Moses was these Hebrew letters: A-H-Y-H, A-S-R, A-H-Y-H. I know I have good handwriting. And they say that translates into Aya, Asher, Aya. Now, A-H-Y-H, which would be the name that was given, of course, A-H-Y-H, A-S-R, A-H-Y-H. Basically, A-H-Y-H is whatever the name would be, I'm assuming. That's the most important part. And so A-H-Y-H does not translate, or is not pronounced Aya. Now, Let me show y'all what it does translate into saying. Oh, how you pronounce AHYH. That way y'all will know what was told to Moses. AHYH is pronounced. Let's sound it out and see if y'all can do it yourself. Sound out the A and the H. You're gonna get ah 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 ah. Sound out Y and H. You're gonna get ya 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 or E E E. Put it together. Ah yeah. Ah yeah. Ah yeah. I. See it? I. They don't spell how we spell back in the day. You got many ways to spell every word that we have. In modern day, they think you're supposed to add letters to the ancient writings, and you don't. They just spell in their own unique way. I'm sure if you showed in ancient Hebrew the letter I, which is our word for I, they'd be looking at you like, what does that mean? What is that? You would tell them, this is our alphabet letter I. It means I. They're going to be like, what word do we have that's that? That's the only way I'm going to know what you're talking about. You'd have to say AHYH, then they'd be like, oh, I. Oh, I, like I, individual I. Yeah, like that. We just use one letter though, and y'all use four. It's like YHWH is spelled U. But y'all keep adding letters. Y'all don't know how this works. You know, I'm a genius and shit like that, but y'all don't get it. Yeah. Ooh. You. Y'all make everything more difficult than it is. Y'all probably got Hebrew scholars. They got the whole look down pat. Curly sideburns. Whole costume. But why they didn't do that? Meaning y'all all geniuses, right? Some of y'all probably say Silas can't even read Hebrew. I know the whole Bible in Hebrew. That's why can't none of y'all mess with me in the scholarship. I don't need to know what the Bible say. I know what the Hebrew text said. So if you got it in your mind where you're like, I could beat this nigga in a biblical debate, you can't. Because you didn't translate every word from Hebrew into the English letter and didn't read what it really said. I did. You don't have to question if I'm lying. I just showed you I did that. Otherwise, I could have just went with Aya, Asher, Aya like y'all do. But I said, no, that don't make sense. I don't see how AHYH sounds out Aya like, ah. So I said, you know what? In Hebrew got an alphabet. All I got to do is know what each letter say. In that, you read the Hebrew text and you go letter for letter. Okay, this word right here is that letter, that letter, that letter, that letter. And sound it out. You get a whole different story. It's the same story, but there's no God. There's just names of certain things that y'all already familiar with. And a lot of it is y'all. In y'all early beginnings, Jay Hall said, damn. Y'all don't know how cold-blooded I am with this scholarship. Some of y'all really think like, no, somebody could beat him in a debate. Y'all ain't got what it takes. Unless you about to tell me, no, I translated it in Hebrew myself and did that. You didn't even think to do that. That's not nothing. You want to hear more? You can't hang with me. There you go, over the star, cold work. A lot of y'all undermine or underestimate like what I do. I'm making it look easy. But you ain't even read the Bible, let alone read it in Hebrew. So do you get it? After all that, it's gonna look easy. Meaning it look easy when I'm explaining these things, and a lot of y'all like, man, I could do that. Nah, you can't. You don't got the training. Let's say you a pastor. You say, man, I went to Bible school, like college, and I got my, whatever they call it, a pastor license. It wouldn't matter. You're not on my level. Anybody that study under me, you're not on their level, because you don't go through what we go through to get that. You get my point? When I'm explaining you what text, I ain't explaining you what I guess or what I want it to be. I went through it with a fine-tooth comb, like I always tell y'all. That part. Until I understand it, then I ain't done with it. You get my point? Until I understood the Bible, then I went it, and I read it a bunch of times till I get it. And I read Genesis maybe 50 times before I ever got to the next chapter. Like, not the next chapter, but the next book. That's how long it took me to get it. Like, and I read it with a dictionary. With some of them words, I'm like, what is that? And you get it? This is me like 22, 23. I'm reading the Bible with a dictionary, because like I said, I don't get all the words. And then after I read it, I'm like, okay, I get the story a little bit, but I still don't get it. What is this talking about in real life? And then you get it? More deep works, things y'all couldn't hang on. But you get it? The understanding get refined in that way. And that, when I tell y'all religions is death worship, or what y'all will call evil and lie, that's what y'all worship, and that's what the text is explaining. Y'all think the text got to do with the religion, meaning the text belong to the religion. The text is speaking about the religion. Meaning throughout the history of mankind, they keep falling into these puddles where they falsely worship. They start getting idols and images and trying to put all these labels over deep understanding pertaining to self. And it don't matter if you go to the beginnings of times all the way to now. Man keep doing that. Getting lost in the idolization and lie. And the books is explaining that. When the books is speaking about the Hebrew people, it's speaking about the error in their ways. It's not speaking about they great. When they say they the children of God, what God you think they talking about? From their ways, what God you think they talking about? Don't say they talking about the good God. They wasn't the good people. What part of the, well, y'all ain't read it. See my point? All the Hebrews do is take other people's land, and they excuses because they God told them they could do it. But they God ain't nobody else God, and nobody even know what they talking about. That's like I come take your house and be like, my God said to do this. You gonna be like, get out my house, nigga. I don't know nothing about nothing you talking about. If you ain't the landlord, blood, better slide up off out of here, even if you is the landlord. If I paid you, you better get up out of here. Some of y'all gangsters, you might not even have paid you, still put a hot one in your landlord ass, because you like, nah, blood. You don't live here still, you gotta do things right. You gotta come get me out of here the right way, don't just pop up. I'm making that point so y'all can grasp a deep thing. The Hebrews, they just come and kicking people out their lands. Thank you, Chosen Russ, for the give back. Anyone else want to give back, you can click the description or the video titles. My links are there. But like I said, if anybody come kick you out of your dwellings or come take over your dwellings, and the best reason they got to tell you is because they God said so. You didn't even show who their God is. I wouldn't call that a fair, honest people. You get it? And they killed a lot, and they did a lot of immoral things. When Moses stole them from Pharaoh, notice the word I used. When Moses stole those people from Pharaoh, because that's what he did. I know y'all have it as Moses freed the Hebrews from Pharaoh. He stole them from him and made them belong to his own self. And if they didn't listen, then he killed them or whatever he did. If you need an example, Moses went into the mountain, communicate with God, get the 10 Commandments. He come back, the Hebrews is worshiping the calf. Meaning Moses went into the mountain, came back, the Hebrews was worshiping Islam. Some of y'all say Islam. Yeah, bulls have horns. If you look at the symbol of Islam, it's the crescent moon, but that's not a crescent moon. That's bull horns. Calf worship. You see how it makes sense now? Maybe somebody that read about this before and you said, man, I never understood why the Hebrews started worshiping the calf soon as Moses went to the mountain. This is the beginnings of Islam and Christianity, and that's why I always tell y'all a Jew would have been a Muslim. If you look at the Hebrews, the black Hebrews in today, they dress like Muslims. They keep their head covered, and you get it, they act like Muslims. Hebrews, the ones that be like, read. That's what Jibril told Muhammad. He said, read. And this is the beginnings of Islam. And this is how Jews start off their teachings, the same way that Jibril did with Muhammad. Told a nigga to read, and the nigga did. Like, do you follow? This is not me making up nothing. Y'all just lost in the history of these things. But that's what that calf worship. And if you go back to early Egypt times, they used to worship a cow on a box. That was like the Kaaba. So instead of having the Kaaba with the bull horns above it or the crescent moon above it, in ancient Egyptian times, they had the box with the cow on it. And that was like the Kaaba and what y'all would call a crescent moon. But there's no crescent moon. It's just the bull horns. And they worship cattle. In the past, they worshiped cattle, they killed cattle, they sacrificed cattle to their God. There was a medium between their God and sacrificing cattle. Now, if you understand who their God was in the past, which is the hunger in your belly, you know that little growling thing in your stomach? When you don't feed it, it start making sounds. And you be like, oh shit, I'm at work. I need some crackers for somebody. For somebody hear this little demon inside of me. Most of y'all don't view it like that. You say, nah, I'm just hungry, and that sound is me. That sound ain't you. You're not making that sound. I'm trying to cover up the sound, but you can't. It's just growling at you like, feed me. Kill something. Remember, we live in store times. If we didn't, y'all would have to go hunt something right quick or kill something to eat it. So that little beast in your stomach that growls, that make you kill things, that was God, the beast. And all men worshipped it. That's what it say in Revelation when it's talking about the beast and how all men was tricked to worship it. It's talking about that. The growling in your belly is the beast, and that's the God that they worshipped in the past. And that growling in your belly is an extension of unconsciousness. If you lost, the unconsciousness swallows the consciousness every night. That growling beast in your belly that want food, that food being other life forms, it's an extension of that unconsciousness, the great swallower of life. Your consciousness is life. When the unconsciousness take it, it's swallowing the light and the life. Same way when you eat, you swallowing somebody's life force, their life. And that's how you get more time for you. Meaning life cold, all you get is a day. You want more days, steal somebody else's. So a deer get hunted, maybe a rabbit. Maybe y'all hunt a fish or catch a fish. Maybe y'all kill a person and eat them. When you go to the store and buy food, you get my point? You're buying life killed already. The point I'm making is that growl in your belly, it causes you to sin, meaning it causes life to die so you can get more time. But it's a sad thing because you still gonna die. You follow? It's like the serpent told Eve, go on ahead and eat. You won't surely die. So she ate. But she still died, just not in that moment. But it's like y'all stomach growling, telling y'all feed me, and then you gonna get more time. Then you feed your stomach, and you do get more time, so you believe it. You say all I have to do is eat and I'll get more days. But that ain't gonna be enough because you still gonna kick the bucket at some time. And that your belly is a liar. All them days you eat is all the lives you killed. So that you won't die, but you still died. And you bear the burden of all that life you took. This is why fasting from food and eating is a deep teaching that y'all don't know. Maybe I'll get to it one day. And y'all get a little better in y'all ways, but he said some of us are just too busy for the rapture. I better stop playing with divinity. A lot of y'all that be pretending like y'all Christians so y'all can exploit, the followers of it. I better stop playing with deep things. Those of y'all that are Christians and you like to play dumb like you don't know nothing and you don't understand no truth that's brought to your attention, you better stop playing with your life. Your life is your mind. That's the thing that get thrown into unconsciousness, dream places, and physical. When you die, you can't say where your mind gonna get taken. Just like when you go to sleep, you can't say my mind gonna get taken to this dream. Your mind might get taken to the worst nightmare you ever experienced. And it's gonna be real to you till you wake up. But you can't say it ain't gonna happen to you. You just know you gonna be brought somewhere and it ain't in your control. When y'all die, where your mind going? Like in that way. Because some of y'all got the mindset where you say, I don't believe in heaven and hell and all of that. I don't see how that's true. You don't have to believe it and you're still going. But where you going is the question. In the same way you get brought into a dream and you can't leave the dream, you just stuck there. So it's the same when you die. The only problem now is you can't wake up from the dream. Think on that. You end up in the nightmare, but you stuck there because your only way to escape a dream is to wake up. But you can't. Y'all playing with this wisdom. Y'all think that's a joke. Think on what I just said. You get saved from your dreams of the spiritual because you able to wake up. Meaning there's a savior within you that pull you out of that darkness, that darkened state. When you die, that part, you're going to go to your afterlife or your dream or nightmare. And you're going to be stuck in it for good because you can't leave it because you can't wake up now. You already woke up. Meaning dream is like pre-awake. Once the real awake or the still awake, the stuck physical awake is gone. All you left with is, you get it? That other awake, but it's still real. Y'all feel in dream and everything in dream is really y'all till y'all wake up. And just because y'all wake up don't make it not real. You say, so everything that happened to me in dream is real? It don't matter if everything that happened to you in dream is real. What matters is that what happened to you really happened. Meaning as a soul, your ass went to sleep unconscious and then somehow you was brought into some place and you don't know how you got there. And you ain't never asked like, who brought me here? And what else do you do? Like, why'd you do that? What's wrong with me where you brought me to this nightmare, not a good dream? There's no sense of awareness of self to even ask those questions. In that, do you get my point? Y'all think like death just something I'll deal with when I get there, but you don't want to go there like that. Just like you don't want to go to sleep and just end up in a nightmare. You don't mind now because you can wake up from it, but when you can't wake up from it, then what? Ain't no going backs, ain't no beggings out of it. There's nothing you could say. It's just like in dream. There's nothing you can say. You say, well, I'm going to just tell God. You not going to say nothing like how you in dream. You just going to be brought through. You're not going to have no voice in the matter. You're not going to have no perspective in the matter. You're just going to go through what you do. The same way you do it in dream. I'm sure there's many dreams y'all end up in that y'all don't like, but y'all don't have a mindset there to like question anything or rebuke anything. Y'all just have to go through it. And And so you know how they say Jesus is the Savior? That's a falsehood. That's just a made-up character. Something that overrode or was written over a deep power and force within y'all. That kind of save y'all every night from unconscious sleep. That's the bottomless deep. That's the bottomless pit, unconsciousness. And every night when y'all fall into unconscious, y'all could just keep going. That's what y'all call dead, when a nigga go unconscious and don't come out of it. And he done drifted off deep into the bottomless. They call unconsciousness the bottomless pits because ain't no bottom, ain't no top. You just void, you in the void, and you like it. You can't even save yourself because you go void there. In that, something got to save you. It's no way you could save yourself. Meaning when y'all go unconscious, y'all forget y'all got kids, y'all forget y'all even the self. It's nothing. You one with that space. Then magically every morning y'all wake up some kind of way and y'all take the honor on yourselves. Like, I woke up, let me get to work. There's nothing in you to say, oh my God. Maybe another 8 more hours and my ass would have been deep, too deep to come back. When y'all go to sleep and go into unconsciousness, y'all are floating off into the abyss. If a person go to sleep for 2 days straight, they in the coma, they not coming out. They on their way, you get it? Think like that. If y'all sleep more than 8 hours, it get hard to come out now. If a person happened to go to sleep for a whole 24 hours straight, that would be called a coma. And in regards to them waking up the next morning, well, I don't know if that would actually happen. Maybe they get saved, but do you get it? The longer they in that unconscious state, you got to view it as the longer they drifting off into the bottomless deep. There's no bottom, so they can go far beyond limits. So where there's no reaching the soul no more, it's gone. Where? Hopefully the soul was clean, you feel me? Otherwise it's going to resonate and go, you know, wherever it resonate. A lot of y'all got a lot of bitterness and negativity within. And you're going to resonate towards that just like you do in the physical. You resonate and you go towards negative people that kind of console your bitterness. And because you in that state, you don't realize I need the opposite. I don't need nobody telling me I'm right about my bitterness or this or that. I need somebody to get me out the state, period. It ain't about right and wrongs. It's about me feeling good and I need to get there. A lot of y'all lost into a cycle of I need to be right. Maybe you got guilt, so you trying to justify this to self. And that you feel like I don't have closure with this person. You ever hear somebody say, I want to have a conversation for closure? What they basically telling you is I'm guilty of some shit and I've been, you get it? Convincing myself that this other person is guilty of this or that so I could justify it to myself, but that ain't working enough. And so now I need to talk to them to try to force them to agree with whatever I'm saying, but they probably not, so then you still not going to have this closure. You get my point? If you have no guilt, you just want to rid yourself of the problem. If somebody ever really did you dirty, you didn't have the thought like, oh, I want closure. You had the thought, I don't want to see them again. If a stranger come and rob you, the thought in your mind, I want to talk to them and get closure, or your mind is I don't know them, keep them the hell away from me. If they come around me, we not going to talk, I'm going to kill them and take my shit back. But in regards to a conversation, I got all the closure I need. They did what they did to me, and that's that, and keep them away from me. And so you get my point? The wiser you get, the more in tune you get, the more you cleanse yourself out. You see like how frivolous many things we get lost into our cycles, we get lost into our. Some of y'all are lost into a back and forth cycle with somebody else, but it's just about you feeling right. I'm not saying it's about you being right in that back and forth. I'm saying that back and forth don't matter. It's just about you feeling good and kind of getting past feeling like you got something that you got to win. A lot of y'all got that going on now with wealth, where you like, I feel like a bum and a loser, and I'm gonna show everybody by getting rich. And that mindset is making it not happen. Can't get nowhere in ping pong. You can't get nowhere trying to prove something to somebody or have a back and forth with somebody. It could just be a thought in your mind where you like, I'm gonna prove to everybody in the world that I'm that nigga. You can't get nowhere like that. You gonna get caught in the ping pong. Because in that moment you ain't that nigga, and then you get it, the ping pong. The more they tell you you ain't that nigga, or the more you feel like you ain't, you know, that person, you gonna go through that every day until you accomplish it, but it become a ping pong because you're trying to force it. Instead of just focusing on, let me just be happy and do what I do. It don't matter about like whatever little petty things or whatever quarrels happen in life. It's about the overcoming them. In the daytime, y'all think like showing any little petty problems y'all have, you know, that victim thing y'all got going. It show how weak you are and how you're not mature enough to have a relationship, like a friendship or anything. Because any petty thing happen, you get it. You trying to show like you the victim and you right. And all you show is like you too delicate to have a real relationship, because if the petty things make you break or make y'all fall apart, and when you listen to everybody problems in the daytime, it's petty. It make you really wonder, like, are you trying to monetize this? Because this is stupid. Think like Cameron and Dame Dash. They have no problem. They're trying to have everybody the same. Y'all trying to have a problem. Y'all have no problem. It's obvious as day. Y'all have no real fucking solid problem. From Jay-Z to Dame Dash problem, they don't have no problem. They just niggas from the ghetto. You get my point? When you come from the ghettos, you just don't know how to work together. And that's that. You got things like envy, and the mindset of it can only be one, even though it could be many. But in that, it's just gonna clash. I want to say this to those of y'all that's young though. Dame Dash was more important than they're making it seem in those times, because Jay-Z a little boring. Meaning Jay-Z was the rapper, but his career only mattered because of Dame Dash. He used to get on the stage, and then Dame is funny. Like, it's how y'all see him now. He embarrassed himself, but he's still funny, and in the back of y'all mind, y'all like, he a good guy. He just stupid and shit. Like, he got ego. But overall, he a good guy. He don't mean no harm. He just talk too fucking much, and you get my point? He your annoying uncle, but you like, I could trust this nigga to fight for me. He not never gonna not. Even right now, y'all probably look at Dame and y'all like, he'll still fight somebody for Cam. He just an asshole, like that. Dame just an asshole, but his assholeism ain't nothing important unless you just petty. He like people y'all know where you like, Dame. It all on how burnt out you are, how they gonna bother you or not. If you ain't all burnt out and bitter, then their personality probably just be funny to you. Where you like, they stupid, like they making me laugh. Dame was like that in the past. Jay-Z more serious, and you get it, a little boring. And Dame was the one out the crew where it's like, he don't care about none of this stuff. He'll blow it all. Let's have fun. Fuck that. You get it? We from the ghetto. We don't need none of this shit. We'll get it again. And they kind of more, you get it? You know how it be. Y'all see how he is. He just here to have fun. He like a kid. He like a grown, smart kid. I don't know how to explain it, but if you young, Dame Dash was way more important than they making him seem. He was like the talent, and Jay-Z was the rhymes. Dame can't rhyme, but when Jay-Z's performing, he just standing still. And Dame running all around the stage with the alcohol, making it fun. And you get it? When you watch interviews, Jay-Z's boring. You watch Dame Dash in interviews, he's fucking hilarious. Like, just the way he talk and act. He obnoxious and all of that, but it's not malicious, so it's just funny. Like, yo, he's stupid as hell. He just the old motherfucker. You gotta just take him how he is. But he gonna get whatever the work is done. And he gonna fight with you, with whoever you want to fight against. He gonna fight with you too, because that's how them types is, but he not gonna never go too far. I don't think none of y'all think like, yo, I think Dame will put a hit out on Cam. Y'all may view it in reverse, like Cam might put a hit out on Dame if it get nasty. But he don't have that kind of feel. He seemed like he would just play this stupid snapping game forever. And that's how they do it in Harlem, you feel me? I'm saying that because if you young, they kind of slandering Dame. They trying to make it look like, he had this big ego and that's what fucked it up. They all have ego and they all, you get my point? It's all normal. It just, Dame was the personality, so he probably was getting all the girl. Like I said, Jay-Z a little boring. So if you a girl and you like, which CEO am I going to pick? You probably pick Dame because he's stupid. He the one that's going to be like, let's get on a jet and go to Dubai right now. Jay ain't about to do that. You going to give Jay-Z some head and hope you get something. Because he got that kind of ego where he like, why am I giving you something? You supposed to just suck me off and get out my car and go on your business. In that, it probably was a little envy towards Dame Dash, and then he cursing people out and things like that. He's supposed to do that, but you get my point? They just kind of changing the narrative now to make it look like, oh, he had this big ego and he fucked up everything, and that's not what happened. In the past, he was getting on Jay-Z nerves, but it was more of that. You not the artist while you keep still in the spotlight. But it's not being said in that way. Meaning Dame started becoming too famous and known. More than Jay-Z somewhat. We talking about to your common viewer. Meaning my whole generation, we like Dame. We like Jay-Z raps and all of that, and he that dude, but he boring. So if you had a performance of some sort, you waiting for Dame to come off the back and do his stupidity. That made everything like. And so you get my point? They really just need to cut all of the nonsense out. They all gray-haired old men with no teeth and stuff like that. And you get my point? Put it aside. Y'all ain't getting all us over with. Ain't no chicks lined up to get Jay-Z or Dame Dash. They 60 years. It's over, fellas. Just forget it. Same way Cameron. If y'all see most of these people in person, they look old. Ain't no filters or nothing in person. That's why when y'all see 50 Cent as Balrog or whatever, y'all like, oh, he aged so fast. Y'all used to seeing him under filter. Y'all phones got filter. Some of these people got makeup artists. You get my point? But they are over 50, so use your brain. A lot of them got gray mustaches and all kind of shit. If you seen them in person, you would see like the gray coming out the mustache, and you would be like, damn, dude old. Dude older than I thought. And so you get my point. In the daytime, y'all a little shallow doubt. Y'all don't understand life. Our reality, so to say. And you get my point? Y'all kind of take things for how it's being promoted now. But just remember, we live in the times where they just changing history. And I guess it's always like that. And that, you get my point? Dame just being, overthrown. And I guess he resilient. So it's been taking all this time to like overthrow him. He won't quit. He refused to take defeat in the overthrowing. But truly, that's all that happened. And that's how that business is. You can get overthrown, blackballed, anything you want for anything. And they will just make up a whole story and make it however they need to make it so that it's accepted. Because, you get it? The way you hearing it now, most of y'all will say, okay, that don't sound that bad. Then why they can't just work it out? I don't know either. I know they look hella dumb. Now, Carl Tucker, you said Dame put that book out with Superhead. Didn't help. He was in the producer of the book. None of these things matter when you mature. We're not talking about nothing Who cares? You got your dick sucked from this little hole back in the day. Your man put you on blast about it. How long do you care? You get my point? Once you 55, 60 years old, I'm speaking from that perspective. Whatever you say Dame did, we talking before y'all was even born. How do you still have a problem with anything after that? And so you get my point? Whatever Dame doing now, he truly just embarrassing himself. I wouldn't suspect anybody taking offense to anything he doing. Meaning, I don't think Jay-Z's still getting mad every time Dame run his mouth. I mean, for God's sakes, the nigga done rant his mouth so much his teeth and done talked his teeth out his damn mouth. So you got to know Jay-Z probably like, man, just let him talk. He is looking like the niggas we used to serve. I'm just playing Dame. Peace and wisdom. You missed a lot higher perspective, but you can always rewind it. Now, where was I at before I went to Dame? I know I was speaking of religion. Speaking of unconsciousness, I know that. In any event, y'all can't say where y'all gonna be brought when y'all go off. Whether you talking about for the night or for good. But just know you can be brought somewhere, and you will be. The same way when you go in the dream, or you go into unconsciousness and you brought into a dream. Like that. You will always be brought somewhere. If you like it. But you got to be in line with the right things. You get my point? It's the same within the physical. You're going to wake up and feel good when you wake up. When you in alliance with, the good within you. And when you're not, waking up be hard. Getting through the day be hard. But you got to find that place, or you got to find the truth. A lot of things I teach that y'all just ain't in the mind to grasp. Still running from self. You got to become self-aware, measure the self, and see if you standing on the morals or you just talking around things and making the morals whatever you want it to be whenever you want it to be. You can't get nowhere like that. You get my point? In physical life and just period. The mind got to be pure so you can see straight, so everything could be straight. There's no cutting corners. There's no unfairs that you gonna win anything off. Unfair's gonna cause you the bitterness that you feel now. That's for anybody who's unfair in life and you don't want to acknowledge it. Or you feel like, no, I ain't unfair, but I don't care what nobody say. Well, that bitterness you got, where you don't feel like you getting your way, that's that. And that don't go nowhere till the mind get right. Poison Ivy said, what's the teardrop? It's $. 43 years old. You don't have to ask me about things before you was born. Everybody got a pass, so. But like I said, it's $. It's not a teardrop. Higher perspective said ChatGPT lied to me. I asked if Egypt was a part of Africa. It said yes, but I know Egypt was an established country before Africa. So there you go. That's why I put that post up. Peace and wisdom, Poison Ivy. I hope you ain't take offense. I feel like I was blowing you off. I was just answering your question. If you want to know something else, you just gotta ask and be crystal clear what you asking. But yeah, I'm glad you noticed when I put that post up and I explained to y'all like Egypt is before Africa. So you can't never say Egypt is technically a part of Africa. All you could say is Africa just made Egypt a part of it. But if you're trying to prove any point through Egypt about Africa, you bugging, man. You welcome, love. Like I said, if you're trying to prove that Egypt is a part of Africa, then you lost in time, because Egypt come before every country you could think of. It come before they was even calling that continent Africa. You get my point? And so Egypt had to do with the first five Mesopotamian cities. And that technically, Egypt is a Middle Eastern country. It's over there by Yemen and all that weird shit. Think like the war between Israel and Palestine, and they keep saying the Palestinians could go over to Egypt. That lets you know Egypt right over there with them. How they in the Middle East and Egypt in Africa, but huh? Like that. Egyptians ain't African. They never was. They Middle Eastern. If you say Google, show me an image of modern day Egyptians, they gonna look like Arabs to y'all somewhat. Light Arabs, but Arabs nonetheless. And so you get my point? Y'all lost into agendas. You got black people trying to prove that they African or some weird shit. And so that's where y'all keep getting all this history getting scrambled up and people just making anything what they want to make it. They trying to make their agendas right, but in that, they dumbing y'all out. It's sad because y'all they own. The Pan-African want to win the debate with the native indigenous follower that we from Africa. So then you get my point? They will lie and say anything to prove that point or make anything seem like it got to do with that point. And all they doing is dumbing down their own. You get my point? Because that's who receiving that from them. And vice versa, it's the same. On the other end. Now I have to take a restroom break right quick. I'll answer your question, Poison Ivy, when I return. Said, do you think the world was diverse before slavery? There was no slavery, love. There was just a time where you can buy and sell people. Like y'all do animals. That's my car. Now you said, so the question's mad fast. Not sure what you saying, ACL, but you're gonna have to write that over so I can get it. What you said is slavery is very real and is very much alive. I don't think you heard what I just said, but if you heard what I just said, then apply what you just said to what I said so you can see what you just said is stupid. There was a time when selling and buying people was illegal. That stopped in 1865. I'm not sure if you know history, but if it was stopped in 1865, then that means buying and selling people the same way y'all do pets in the daytimes was legal. You can't say slavery is real. Slavery ain't nothing. Once you buy your pet, then from there you either gonna put it to work, which is slavery, meaning y'all slaves now. Slavery is work. But that don't have nothing to do with what we talking about. You get it? There's always slavery, but like, how'd you get like that? That's how you got like that. They domesticated and sold. Y'all work now because y'all ancestors was domesticated people that was bought and sold, and whoever bought them probably made them a slave. In some cases, they didn't. But whatever the case, you get my point? Slavery, that's just work. But after the slaves on the plantation, as you would call them slaves, they really just domesticated pets of the slave master. But after they finished their work for the day, then what? That part. They go back to being a pet or whatever I just said they was, which is a bought thing. And that, you're viewing slavery wrong. Meaning y'all think slavery was some kidnapping of blacks and then making them work. You got indigenous people on every continent before you develop the continent and make cities. Before you develop the continent and make cities, it's just a rainforest with butt-naked indigenous men running through it. They're kidnapped, killed off, or whatever the case may be, and they're mixed bred in with civilized people, and those offspring become what's sold as pet. And they're mixed breeded, and you get it? Different kinds is made. The same way y'all do it with the pets now. That's how you got so many different nationalities of people. All varieties of appearances. People was domesticated like dogs, and different kinds was made and sold. And that, do you get my point? From there, they was slaved out, but I'm not saying slavery ain't real. I'm saying slavery is work, but what y'all talking about is truly called human domestication, a buying and selling of people. And when y'all keep talking slavery, y'all just watering down what truly transpired. You get my point? Champ, if you don't know how to conduct yourself, you got to get off my channel. This is not the place where you start throwing out insults or trying to spark an argument because you feel like you getting ignored or whatever you talking about ain't getting received. And don't disrespect me again, champ. I'm not going to tell y'all again. I'll be coming in here on little kid time. Don't play with me, my nigga. Don't have me have to pull up to your house and slap the slop out your mouth or something like that. Get it together. You're not the teacher here. You're a poo putt. You're a little goofy kid overall. I don't know why you would think you know more than me, but shut the hell up, please. Thank you, chosen one. Some of these people stupid. What make you think to even talk to somebody you don't know like that? Y'all dumb? Y'all really stupid in the daytime. I'm starting to see that. Like, this generation, they drugged out and stupided out or some shit. You probably snort heroin or some shit. Come here to learn. Stop coming here playing with me. 43 years old with gray hair. You fucking stupid. Why you gotta tell a kid that in the daytime? Get that together. Now, like I said, buying and selling people is what y'all need to be focusing on, because that's what was happening. And watering it down to slavery is basically just talking about what y'all got now. Same way y'all work and get y'all check and give it all back to the city. So it's the same with the slave. They worked, they got paid, whatever little bit of chump change they got paid, but you get it? They lived on the plantation, so they got to eat, they got to sleep, and they got, you get it? It's no different. That's just the workforce part, slavery. But when you focus on that, then you watering down what really happened, which is the same way y'all got pets and y'all be domesticating them and selling them. That was happening with people first. And that when y'all doing it with pets, Keep that in mind. I'm gonna let you go, champ. You think talking tough online is cool. You probably just some dusty ass nigga with nothing going on in your life. And so get there before you come back here. It's not even a free channel. Some of y'all come here for free. You got the bum free etiquette. This ain't the place for you, man. Get you a nice shirt, some slacks or something, and a goddamn job or some kind of income. And come back then when you got some kind of goddamn, self-worth. Peace and wisdom, Poison Ivy. I'm gonna let you go in a minute. Said Solace, man, I can almost swear I talked to the pharaohs. Salam, shalom. When I be on for a while, that's when the retards start coming in. Day room. What's day room? Chosen ones are us. Said he day room. LOL. Stupid. What's day room? If you talking jail shit, I don't know why you talking jail shit to me, but come back here when you got your brain together. I don't know what false narratives y'all lost in regards to me, but maybe y'all bring them to my awareness at some point so y'all can stop dumb talking and embarrassing yourselves. You come here talking about jail because I guess you think I'm some jailbird, but I ain't never been to prison. So you embarrassing yourself when you come here talking like that. It's no different than you going into the college and talking like that. You look stupid. You gotta stop listening to any dumb thing y'all hear and taking it real and skipping over your eyes. You don't hear how I speak? You don't see how I just explained that scholarship? Why are you dumb nigga talking when you come here? That part. Y'all stupid. Get all that bum shit together. I don't want to keep saying. Y'all taking that as an insult, like he calling us a bum. I don't care what you are. Get all that tacky shit together. Go take an etiquette course, I don't know, but stop coming in here on that dust head time. And just look at yourself in the mirror. If you don't have like a collar shirt or some grown up attire on, you don't belong here. I'm grown, nigga. Look at me. Look at yourself. If you don't seem like you fit, slide. It's that fucking simple. Peace and wisdom. Yeah, I know people are programmed and lost, and I don't mind cursing them out and letting them know, you know how dumb they are, and to get the hell away from me. Peace and wisdom. Poison Ivy said, I just came. You good, love. Just, you in a place of wisdom. This is not, you get it? You're familiar where you at. Most of the people in here are paying members. You see how they got like little things by their name? You're welcome to be here, but know where you at, and you get my point? At some point, mix and merge them, because y'all come in here in a bummer's fashion and kind of making your own selves feel like lessers when you do that. Again, all the people in here, they paying members. If you in here for free, you just a bum lingering. And I don't mind you being here, but get all that shit together. Your presence is not needed in no way, shape, form, or fashion. If you say why you in public, just to rub it in your bum ass face. That's why. I can make the video members only right after this. And so get it together, please. Now, and channel members, y'all can curse these losers out. I wouldn't hold you to it. Higher perspective. You said, did I see your question? I didn't, but I'm gonna see if I can find it right quick. If not, write it again. That way, if I don't see it. You said, can consciousness exist outside the body? Meaning, according to neuroscience, through day consciousness is created by the brain by what they call microtubules. I don't know what you said on that through day consciousness. I don't know what you're saying. The consciousness, that whatever energy is being used to power up your phone, it predates your phone. You're gonna get a new phone at some point, and the same energy gonna power it. So use that as an example. When you say is consciousness before the body, or can it exist outside of it? The body ain't nothing. You get my point? Ain't nothing dependent on the body. The body is what's dependent on other things, and that you don't ever gotta ask. Like, can the greater thing exist without the lesser thing? Yeah, it can. The body can't exist without the consciousness. You already know that. Outside of that, you get my point? Use dream as an example. Y'all got a learning problem. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. It's almost like y'all got too much lie in y'all. And like I said before, lie become blinders. Once you start accepting lie and over skipping truth, the false in life just blind you out, make you aggravated out where you can't accept no truth. And you don't even know why. You just can't get it. And you just gonna keep getting aggravated about it. And a lot of y'all are there. And so you get my point? I'm saying that because I already explained dream and how you go unconscious, your body ain't got nothing to do when you unconscious, and then you go in a dream. So you ask, can the consciousness exist outside the body? You live in life, you gotta use your brain. You get it? You had a dream before you see like your own consciousness was existing without your body being in the mix of that. But there's no connection in the brain with life. You get my point? Meaning y'all don't learn from life. Y'all just learn from whatever's programmed into your brain, or whatever a person say to you that you liked, and that's what you take in. But in regards to connecting the dots on y'all own, even the simple ones, after you was given the jewel to do it, y'all still can't. Again, I gave you the example about dream and how you go into a dream. No physical got to do with that. But do you get my point? You didn't put that together on your own and say, okay, can consciousness exist outside the body? Let me check in reality if it do. Not let me check a book. Let me check in reality, is there any moment where my consciousness be existing outside of my body? Then dreams should have popped up in your head. But it's too much bullshit in there. Meaning y'all minds is full, and so is y'all emotional states. This is why most of y'all don't learn nothing new, but you just not self-aware to realize like, oh, I've been coming to Solid Channel for hella long and I don't know that much still. Still a little slowish. You too full emotionally and mentally. You can't overflow. You're just stuck there. Until you get it, until you release. Same way you do your bowels. Peace and wisdom are a higher perspective. Oh, I was just saying to Poison Ivy, I was just saying Egypt is not a part of Africa. Africa made Egypt a part of it. Egypt predates Africa. Now, higher perspective, you said technically a spirit or consciousness that don't have a brain, and a spirit is considered disembodied consciousness. Would that be correct? You're not really making no sense. You hear stuff and you get it. You're not listening to what's being said to you. You're programmed. Nobody can unprogram you. You're just gonna keep being dumb. You get my point? You're gonna keep trying to make sense of whatever stupidities you got in your head. None of it making any sense. You said the spirit or consciousness don't have a brain. What are you talking about? The brain is a body part. We talking about the conscious mind, or we talking about a physical body part? See what I mean? You don't know nothing, but you're not trying to know nothing. You convince yourself whatever you learn and makes sense to you, even though it don't all the way. This is what y'all do. Y'all learn from people. Y'all don't understand all the way what they saying, but somehow y'all act like y'all get it. Then y'all start building on that. Questions, thoughts, all kind of stuff. Never actually even getting what you got as the foundation. It's like a Christian. They're building up on Christianity and having whole debates, never having read the book. I'm not sure what's wrong with y'all, but like I said, when you take lies so much and you show the life you got no respect for truth, then you get blinders put over your eyes and your brain, and then you be like, kind of like you. You see how you said, I'm learning solace, take it easy on me. I'm not doing nothing on you. I'm bringing to your attention that you a lie receiver. And that's why you dumbed out like that. To where no matter what I say, you not never gonna come to an end where you grasp anything. You gonna always have questions on the same thing. Never grasping. You got other people in here, they get it. They like, I don't see why you don't get it. Meaning whatever you asking, there's other people in here that already kind of get it. Where they like, he gave you the dream analogy, you could have used that. Meaning I gave you the dream analogy that answered your question, but you still confused for some reason. So you said technically a spirit or consciousness that don't have a brain, you get it? You going into a whole nother spill. I don't even know what we talking about in regards to your initial question. Your initial question was answered, but you still don't get it. So you post another question that don't even make sense now. And I'm helping you to see your actions, meaning you have to become self-aware. See how you don't get nothing no matter what. That's happening for a reason, but for some reason y'all don't get it. You can't cheat. Some of y'all throw. Y'all think y'all can actually come in here, get this deep wisdom, say, fuck this nigga, I ain't gonna give back to him. But worse than that, I'ma justify this shit, make the nigga a whole creeping low life just so I can justify how I don't wanna give back. And y'all think there's no repercussion in life for that. Did I do something to you? I just came on here to teach y'all, right? You don't like the wisdom, you could just go on your way. We don't gotta argue. I ain't did nothing to you, I don't know you. Again, you think you could do all that and there ain't no repercussions in no way in life. Keep in mind the deep things that I explain like this, because this ain't shit a normal person would know. Like y'all text say, be mindful of who you entertaining, because you get it? They could be an angel. You ain't shit, so you don't know who. I could be your God Jesus that you keep talking about. That's why I told y'all before, if Jesus came back right now, y'all wouldn't know it was Jesus. Y'all would kill him again. If I told y'all right now I'm the Jesus person from y'all book, that's why I know all this shit I know. I would be like, kill that nigga, he not Jesus, but y'all did that already. Not to me, I ain't Jesus, I'm just saying. If I was Jesus, I wouldn't tell you niggas that's how you die, but I'm just making a point. Said I got tough skin, I embrace constructive criticism from the wise one. Champ, you might as well just sign off and just give it a rest. You're never gonna learn. Your brain too stupid it out. You too lost on the dumb narrative that I guess I'm mean and I curse you out, so you keep responding in that dumb way, but you're not getting nothing that's being said to you. Meaning you too burnt out or something. I don't know what you get, but your comments is getting on my nerves. Stop talking like you having the back and forth or you getting chumped off. You a student, nigga, and you getting answered. If you think you more than that, you could get chumped off because you about to in 5 seconds. Stop coming here playing with me. I'm not y'all friend. I will fuck some of y'all clean up, man. That's not a joke or tough talk of me playing with you online because you play online. In real life, I'd dust your ass clean off and wouldn't feel no way about it. Stop fucking playing with me. If I tell you something, get that shit through your head one time, nigga. If I tell you you lost in narratives, motherfucker, you better clean your mind out in regards to me, because I'll blow your fucking shit clean up. You might want to listen because I'm not playing with you. You could think whatever you want about anything. You could be lost on anything you want to be lost on, but you're not going to be lost on anything on me. It's like I told y'all before, you don't got no choice but to respect me. That part. I'm giggly, but you wouldn't be giggling in my face. And that giggling just show insecurities. And so you take that giggle, become aware of self and how goofy the fuck you is, and come here when you ain't. Don't think cause you a channel member that means something to me. I'm not for sale, nigga. You here getting wisdom. And if you ain't here getting wisdom, what the fuck you here for? A channel member or a regular person just coming? It's just a simple question. You can go to the extremes if y'all want. Y'all got a lot of ego and a lot of pride. So you can make this a whole cursing out like the voice was raised to a 10, but the voice on regular, you just getting chumped the fuck off in real talk too. Salam, higher perspective. I'm glad you rise. I'll be making everything more than it need to be. It ain't that deep, blood. I'm old school. You could get slapped clean in your face and then we can move a chord on the right accord if that's what you need. You could have a grudge. I wouldn't give a fuck. You could get slapped every day till you get it. Till you get, ain't nobody fucking playing with you. And if you got to have it hard for yourself every day, then that's on you. It ain't gonna stop nothing flowing over here. That's how we moved back in the day. I will curse you clean out and get right back to the video, and you can feel like shit for a whole year, like the rest of the dummies that keep playing. But until you get the point, you gonna keep getting this. That's all, y'all. I wouldn't care who you are. Stop coming in my channel acting like you fucking slow, cause you like watching all these slow niggas online all day. I ain't here to clean up y'all error. You do your own fucking work. Me giving you the wisdom is enough. Y'all want me to give y'all baths too? You want me to nitpick around your dumb and all this extra shit that's not necessary? That part. Y'all stupid. Y'all like when I curse niggas out more. Yeah, truth is real. It ain't got no filter and it don't care about none of that other shit. But I'm laughing because y'all like when I curse people out. Your perspective been chosen when they good people here, they family. And you know how I go with family. You got to curse them out every so often because you get my point. Families swear. You know family's family. They obligated, so at the same time, you get it? You got to give them a reality check. I will beat the fuck out of you. Y'all got family, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like blood, I'm gonna have to pull up and beat my cousin the fuck up because he don't get it, but you feel me? If anybody jump in, we gonna jump them. Like, that's my cousin, you can't get involved, but I'm still gonna beat him up because he gotta learn. Chosen one said, I'm not family with nobody. I'm telling y'all, blood smoked out. I told him he family here. Might just get a little cursed out, ain't no biggie. He said, I ain't not family with nobody. Facts. As if I said he not family. I don't know what drugs you on, champ, but you got to get it together, man. You got to be a reflection of the wise one. You get my point? I don't playing and joking until the nigga played and joked out to the point where you like, okay, is there anything else besides that? You kind of reflecting that. Like, you play so goddamn much, you can't even hear no more. He said, I'm not high as F, bro. Then what you responding to? I answered your question, you still dumped the hell out. I told you your family, you saying, yeah, I ain't family, that's a fact. What the fuck are you talking? What are you responding to? Because you damn sure ain't responding to nothing I said. I get it, man. You a young cat. That's why I think I'm gonna do the little land thing again. That way y'all can come on out and learn directly on the land, and I could beat a few of y'all up and you get it and get you together. Don't be scared. This is life. This is how I grew up. You got to get hands put on you. It ain't no getting around it. It's like a cake. You gotta beat the cake and you gotta pound on the dough when you're making the pizza to flatten it out so you get it. It could be what it need to be. Y'all ain't getting refined in today's times. You know, that's a good ass whooping. Y'all ain't getting enough of those growing up. See, when I was growing up, you got popped probably at least twice a week you got popped. And that kept you in line. You like, oh shit. I ain't even barely did nothing. Mom just popped you. Shut the fuck up. Like, oh. Oh, I'm dizzy. The mind said facts. Me, if you my age or a little older, you like, oh yeah, getting popped. This was a part of growing up. Like, some of y'all watching, you like, I never got popped. What are you talking about? Weirdo, man. You don't know what's going on in life. But back in the day, you get popped. This ain't got nothing to do with black and white. White people got popped too. Meaning if you're 45 years old and you white, your mother slapped the shit out you. Nobody played all that dumb shit back in the day. You see how y'all play in the daytime? Y'all think y'all got an opinion against y'all parents, but you like a teenager. You got your ass whipped so fast back in the day, you would not be thinking like that as a teenager. And so y'all different in the daytimes, but it's online, so y'all get a little bit of a pass. Meaning y'all watch online, y'all forget y'all ain't what y'all watching. Then y'all try to use whatever y'all learn online in y'all own personal lives, and you forget you out of place. That's not for you. And you get my point? Back in the day, you would have got punched in the chest or something. Ain't too many people I grew up with that ain't get a little knot or a cookie or something on their forehead at some point in time in their life, and it came from their mother. So you like, damn, blood, who beat your ass? And you like, yeah, mom's. I came in late, mom's was tripping. She tried to put hands on me, but I ain't crying. Shut up, nigga. That's what we used to say when we be young. That's how we made ourselves look tough. My mom beat my ass, but I ain't cry. Shut up. What? Nigga, she whooped your ass in front of the whole hood. Shut up. Nobody care you ain't cried. We was crying, laughing. That's what mattered. That's how it was back in the day. You get your ass whooped in front of the whole neighborhood. And ain't nobody, in the daytime, if you beat a kid, then they be like, call the cops. Back in the day, the whole neighborhood laughing at you like that's what you get. Got your ass whooped. Good for you. Got your ass whooped. And you get it? It was a part of growing up. It was a part of life. Meaning you learn shame. You learn shame. You learn embarrassment. You learn the thickening of the skin, the thickening of the emotional state. And that, most people my age, you got thick skin. Like I said, I could curse you out and get right back to the video. It ain't that deep. I'm gonna be holding a grudge. Like, I ain't mad when I'm cursing you out or talking to you stern. It's just like a parent thing. You play too much, so you gotta get the embarrassing voice. And that was just normal when I was growing up. And it need to be back re-normal. Meaning y'all need to get y'all ass whooped. Now I'm playing with the land, and I'm probably gonna do that again. But not to beat y'all up, I wouldn't do that. That's just a joke. Some of y'all stupid, so I just want to clarify that. It's against my way of life to put my hands on any of y'all. But if you get it, if you like threatening my physical in any way, well, you will be going to sleep. And I won't be waiting for you to touch me anything. If I feel it, like, oh, you look like you want to do something. And like he might, I'll put you out before you even do it. And whoever don't understand, that's their own problem. Said your mom's beat y'all with extension with 2x4s. That's abuse. And maybe you don't want to put that up there. He said, I got a few shiniest black eyes. Yeah, that's abuse. I was being a little funny about the knot on the forehead. That wasn't real. And none of my friends got black eyes or knots. I was just reaching a little bit to make it funny. I really was just talking about quick little pops upside the head and stuff. If you was beat with belts, extension cords, that's abuse. I'm just being real with you. Like, that's way too much. Nobody need to get all of that. That don't even make no sense. A pop makes sense. You in the supermarket acting a fool, pop. They slide that in, ain't nobody see right quick. I'm from the time when your mother slapped the shit out you and then rub your whole face. Like, shut up, you fine. You like, yo, she just slapped this shit out of me, now she gon' smother me up. Slap the shit out of you and rub it in. Like, shut up, shh. You like, what the fuck are you doing? You slap the shit out of me and rub this shit in my face. Like, I'll mush you to the side so nobody see your face on fire. Hold the fuck up. But it was different times, you feel me? Y'all laughing because this not real life. Like, damn, that was me back when I was 8. Mother slapped the shit out of me in the principal office. The principal didn't see it. She put my face, blood. Wanted to. How many of y'all wanted to deck your mom that you like, nah, ain't no way. In the daytimes, they put hands on their moms. I be thinking in my day, like, shit. That was something you never thought to do. You might not live, man. We not even talking about your mother. The whole neighborhood might kill you if they hear that. Mother, you really can't be trusted. Like, kind of untrustworthy. Meaning, if you did it to your mother, nigga, the fuck you gonna do to me? And that the neighborhood might just get you up out of there. You don't have no goddamn morals. And we need to start getting some of this established back. Cause y'all are losing y'all mind. You said it's Abraxas above the monad in Gnosticism. Gnosticism is early Christianity. A lot of y'all lost in the stupidity. Before you got Christianity perfect like you got it, so you got all the writings and the makeup before you get here. And that's what Gnosticism is, just early Christianity before it was called that. The same way you got Baptist, Catholic, blah, 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 you had like the Sethians and all these different sections of Gnosticism, but it's just early Christianity. And now when you say it's Abraxas above Mona, do you not realize you don't even know who you're talking about? Don't take offense. When you like, damn, he playing me. I'm not. Now, do you realize you have no clue who Abraxas or Monad is? In reality, I'm not talking about the names that you heard or read in a book. Now, in reality, what are you talking about? You see how you don't know? How y'all don't have no self-awareness? Like, you get it? I don't think y'all understand when I say that. Like, y'all don't have no self-awareness. I think y'all take it as an insult. In that, y'all look the insult back or say something dumb back. There's no moment of reflection where you like, oh yeah, he right. I am like dumb. We speaking in regards to being self-aware of the things coming out your mouth. He said that's why I'm asking. You didn't ask who is Abraxas in the monad. You asked is Abraxas above the monad. I said you don't even know what neither one of them are. You said that's why I'm asking. But that ain't what you asked. Y'all really don't see like how throwed off y'all are. That's why I keep saying it's not to embarrass you. I'm trying to figure out at what moment do you wake up and say, oh yeah, he right. I am completely stupid. This is not an insult like I'm stupid because I don't get something. You stupid because you ain't even making sense. Chosen One said, I know who Abraxas is. Blood, you might need to excuse yourself. You really are stupid. I don't want to hold you, champ. Maybe you too young to be here. I can't say, but when I told you, Melvin, and I said you don't even know who Abraxas or Monad is, there's no moment in your brain where you thought to say like, oh yeah, you right. I don't know who that is. I heard those names before. Or maybe you read it. But this, what are you talking about in reality? You can read anything, that's beautiful. Now it still have to make sense and you have to get the point. Otherwise, what are you doing? You have no answer to none of that. This is all your own doings. Meaning you skipped over, I have no clue who Monad or Abraxas is, but I'm asking who's higher. If you don't know who they are in reality, what does anything you talking about matter? You get it? You skip right past that and said, that's why I'm asking. Huh? That is not what you asked. I'm trying to point out to you, like, he said, okay, you're right. You look how they respond. He like stupid. He respond like he debating or like Stupid, my nigga. Higher perspective, get it. The fuck is this too? You see how I said if you got a false narrative of me, remove it from your mind. They too stupid. It don't matter what you say to them, they just gonna keep making the same mistakes. They get the embarrassment of it. So you see he a little embarrassed. He said, okay, you're right, who are they? Then when I curse him out, like, who the fuck you think you talking to, nigga? And you just blowing by what I said, like, okay, whatever, nigga, who are they? In real life, I'd have punched you in your face. I ain't your age, man. Who you talking to? You see how y'all don't got bare minimum manners, something that we had in the past. You wouldn't made the mistakes in the past. You would have got did dirty. He said, what you want me to say, man? You better learn manners, nigga, and stop laughing. Cause in real life, no lie would have fucked you up. Don't ever dismiss no man when he talking to you, nigga. You don't got no father? Cause if you don't, I'll be your daddy right now. Let me know, nigga. I'll give you a rule, nigga. And when you talking to a man, and you better be able to discern the difference. You better not never try that little blow-off shit. Like, all right, whatever, nigga. You gonna get punched clean in your mouth. Like I told him the other day, go watch Clockers. Rodney was talking to Strike. He told Strike, man, I ain't tell you to do all that. And Strike hit him with that. Man, Rodney almost killed that young boy in that car. He said, who the fuck you talking to? And almost broke that nigga, punched him in the stomach, put his gun in his mouth. He said, I'll blow your motherfucking brains all over my wife's car, nigga. This is my wife's car, so you know I don't give a fuck. That nigga got his act together immediately. That's how it was back in the day. Disrespect an older person. They will show you like, nigga, you will die, little nigga, if you don't get this shit through your brain and never play with me again. I come from them times. I done had an elder choke me out before. I'm like 15, 14 doing the wrong things. Y'all ain't, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with y'all, but you get my point? Some of the shit y'all do back in the day, you be in the hospital right now. An elder would have dusted you. Like, you just blew me off like you real like that? The fuck you blowing off? And I'm taking the time to talk to you. You good, champ. I'm just making a point now for, you know, those like you. But you good. But in real life, get that together. I be saying it like this so y'all can grasp. You get my point? In real life, I wouldn't have put my hands on you. Because you wouldn't have did that shit. In real life, this shit would have never happened. You get my point? In real life, you can kind of see that. I think like the phones got built-in filters, and that it make me look a little more pretty and boyish. Like in real life, I don't look. I look like, you get it? If you see me in real life, you know what I'm talking about. I look the same, but you can see like the hair on the side of my face and shit like that ain't showing like in the video. I guess you can see it a little bit, but it ain't showing like how it is. You get my point? Little scars in my eyebrows and shit like that, where you can see like, oh no, blood shake. Or at least he used to. And so come in here right. Mine said mans would have had a broke jaw. They don't get how serious it was back in the day. Just on manners and respect. And how you can't make those mistakes because you could die out here. This is not online where you just play. Y'all need to stop practicing that online. Where you acting like you tough, saying and acting any old kind of way, because it's gonna carry over in real life. And some of y'all gonna get hurt. The people my age still walking around with y'all. They came up off the same thing I did. I don't care if they try to fit in with y'all. It's gonna slip out at some point. Peace and wisdom. He said y'all would have broke my jaw for asking the question. You would have got slapped again for playing stupid. Like how you said y'all would have broke my jaw for a question. You would have got your jaw broke for blowing nigga off. Had nothing to do with the question. You heard that part. But you see how y'all play stupid in the daytime and don't ever stop? You would have got your jaw broke back in the day. And it could have been for whatever you wanted to tell everybody it was for. Because we don't care if you want to be a victim back in the day. You say, damn, y'all would have broke my jaw for asking the question? You should have broke your jaw because how you just responded, you sound like a whole victim. Sound like a nigga that we don't even like already. So just not, you get it? He a victim, making one. Fuck it. He already crying. He said, I just said I wasn't playing. You young, be quiet, man. They don't know when to shut up and just learn. Some of y'all old, you get what I'm saying. When you like young, and just shut the fuck up and learn, right? Keep talking back. You're gonna make it worse. But I get it. You new school. You are online, so you don't understand. But in the future, just shut up and listen when OGs, like, when they get real with you and they like, yo, hold on, little nigga. Just kick back, listen. You get my point. You don't gotta look at it like you getting chumped off. Because the elder's an elder. And that's how we was raised back in the past. You don't look tough because you're trying to look tough with the elder. You look like a dumb nigga with no splendor. And you get my point? You gotta have levels to your gangster. You gotta know when to restrain it and when not to. You just want to be tough with everybody and look like you can't be chumped, and everybody already know you a damn chump. Cause you got too much to prove. You too desperate to show like you ain't. It's supposed to just be casual. It's like, all right, you right, OG. I'm gonna let that slide. You get it? I hear you though. You right. And leave it. Let him finish schooling you however he doing. You get my point? Take the jewels. Don't ever get too big in the head where you like, I feel like shit, so I'ma just blow it off. Listen, y'all gotta listen to y'all elders, even if they yell at y'all a little bit, that's normal. Use Dick Gregory as an example, rest in peace. I think he died. But when he was alive, he used to curse the interviewers out all the time. But it wasn't real, that's just how the old niggas talk. You get my point? If you slow to catch on, they gonna make you see what being slow feel like. And that over time, when you talking to them, and you notice like, yo, they ain't cursing me out like they used to talk to me like dirt, but they talking to me better now. It's cause you getting sharper now. And the more sharp you get, the more they gonna talk to you like an equal. But they ain't gonna talk to you like an equal. You coming on your back like a poop putt. They gonna let you know you's a goddamn goofy and you better get up. And maybe after 5 years or so, you hanging out with the OG and y'all chop it up every so often, and you start noticing like he talking to me different, more like a regular person. It's because he's respecting you more and more, and it got to do with your mind. You showing him like, no, I can level up. If this how things go, then this how things go, and I can measure up. In the daytime, y'all try to talk y'all weaknesses on, instead of just saying, fuck it, I don't measure up right now, but I got what it takes, blood. If this how y'all playing the game, alright. I'm a lacker right now, but just put me up on game. I'm gonna make it work. That's how we came up back in the day. Yeah, I don't know everything. I'm a little fucking kid. What you want me to do? But if you give me a chance, nigga, you get my point and you school me out, I can measure up to whatever else is going on out here. Like, in the daytime, y'all want to be a lesser. So you don't measure up, so now you're trying to convince somebody, no, it should be like this. Don't never let nobody see you a lesser like that. Whatever's going on, you can measure up to it. So what if you don't know yet? Tell them, just give me the jewels and give me some time. And you're going to see I'm going to be solid as everybody else out here. Or more. You don't never got to get like in defense of the lower things, because then you be stuck there. I said, I love when Dick Gregory cursed it. I loved it too because I'm old school, so it just bring back old school memories when people was more real. And people wasn't so like, you get it? Hurt and burnt out. And that, the elders coming, like I said, when I was younger, we used to love the elders to come curse us out. That was the funniest shit. Like, and we ain't say nothing while they was doing it. We just be sitting there laughing sometime. Or you get it, we be taking it. And then when they leave, we got it. Like, they like, yeah, they right. But you feel me? Fuck OG. We run our mouth when they leave. But you get it? We still got the jewel. And we be known like, nah, they right. They been around longer than us. So at the end of the day, you get my point. You gonna play it out how they say and see if it works. In the daytime, the young think they separate. They separate from us or something like that. Or they gotta prove something to us. Bro, we not competing with you goofy motherfuckers. We want y'all to take the ball farther than we took it. And if y'all ain't up for the task, then get the fuck on out of here. I don't hear all that crying. I can't do it. And y'all trying to manipulate people to be lessers because you a lesser. You all dusty in the daytime now. You trying to convince everybody to be a bum and trying to make like being fly is some evil thing. We ain't from them times. We was all bums, nigga. And you know what we said? Oh, y'all getting fly? So fuck it, I'm gonna find me some dope. I'm gonna get me a gun robber nigga, something nigga. But I'm gonna measure up. I bet you that. I'm gonna be out here fly. And most of the niggas from my day, you get my point? You see us when we was 19, 20, 21, we was fly to the motherfucker, all of us. Even the bums got fly. You know why? Because they wasn't accepting that shit. Fuck that. If everybody getting fly, I can measure up too. I ain't got it right now, but I'm getting it right now. That was our mindset when we was younger. You see, he said straight up. Y'all all had bullshit at some point. If you my age or older, a little bit younger, you didn't come out the womb with Jordans on. This generation don't know nothing about like the first pair. My daughter don't know nothing about like the first pair I started getting the dope stuff. She had Jordans when she came out the pussy. You get it? In that she don't know like, oh, I remember when I wore rejects and shit. This whole generation like that. They don't have no moment where it's like y'all was bumming. And you feel me? I had to level up, my nigga. Niggas was teasing. You see how Pac said it above the rim? Motherfuckers was laughing at me. I had the food stamps in the bodega, man. They was laughing at me. Like, that's how we took that shit back in the day. We didn't go cry like, oh, they laughing at me. I'm a bum. Let me go convince everybody else to be one. Nigga said, nah, fuck that. Next year, you get it? I'm gonna get me some money, my nigga. I'm gonna get right. You ain't gonna just be laughing at me every day like I can't get, you get it? Busy like everybody else. And from there, you get it? That's what made you, learn to level up. It's just real. In the daytime, if you're young, stop being so weak. Whatever you don't measure up to in the moment, don't count yourself out. You let niggas know, all right, you got it, blood. I might don't know what's going on now, but I heard you. I'm gonna come back leveled up. You dressing like a dweeb. You pull back up 6 months later with all the bump on everybody wearing. The OG nigga that chumped you gonna be like, I respect, he old school. He not gonna feel like, oh, he trying to chump me and show me. He gonna be like, yeah, you got that bump, my nigga. I'm glad those words made you get it. Like, you was a poop putt out here. You used to have for dweeb. But that be enough to make you say, nah, I ain't gonna be no dweeb. Fuck that. I'm gonna watch how niggas is dressing. I'm gonna learn what's in style, and you get my point? I'm gonna get me a little money or whatever, and I'm gonna make it work. And you do that with everything. You don't ever defend where you the lack, where you the less at. You don't gotta defend nothing. You get my point? And you ain't gotta measure up to nothing. But if you gonna defend something, you better off just measuring up. You get it? So look at it like that. You ain't gotta defend nothing where you at. If you bumming and the nigga say you a bum, you ain't gotta necessarily feel no way. You ain't gotta measure up to his preference. And you damn sure ain't gotta defend that you a bum. Where you like, I ain't no bum. What happened is this. Just blow it off. Whatever, nigga. I'm a bum. I'm cool with it though. But if you gonna defend it and be like, no, I ain't no bum. What happened was, you better off just telling him, fuck you, nigga. See me in 6 months. I'm gonna get my bump together and you gonna see, nigga. Since you trying to act like you the only nigga can get fly. And in 6 months, you pull back up on that nigga and you look him dead in the face. Yeah, what happened? You was saying about my sneakers, nigga? And you get it? He gonna be like, nah, you got it, blood. You stepped up. Well, welcome into the party, my boy. And so if you young, stop letting shit beat you down. It's not about that. And most people in life don't even care that much. People just goofy. But they goofy moments get to let you see where you lack in life, and this is good. Sometimes we need a little push. Sometimes we get a little too settled. Start thinking we that nigga for nothing. In that, sometimes you need somebody to come and jump you the fuck off ever so often to get you back on your grind where you like, oh yeah, you might be right. I'm lacking. Some of y'all my age, you've been lacking back in the day. You was that nigga. And now you like, I'm older, it don't matter. But somebody gonna hurt your feelings one day. And that's all you gonna need to be like, you what you talking about? And it's gonna wake you back up and bring you back into life. Where you like, hold on, I was asleep all that time. I needed a nigga to disrespect me to wake me back up. I got all this life still. I could still get fly and have fun and be running around gray haired and all that. You Get my point? Some of y'all right now, you old and you lingering around that mind where you like, I'm old, it don't matter. It don't matter for you to be doing little kid shit, but in terms of you and who you are, you supposed to be the same way you was when you young, old. Some of y'all was the life of the party. And you supposed to be the life of the life now. Like, when you get it, when motherfuckers see you and it's like back in the day when you was in the party and they like, oh yes, so and so here. They supposed to still see you like that, just in a more mature, grown way. Where they like, damn, here comes so and so, my favorite. You gonna lighten up the mood, everything gonna be good, and you get my point? And you not like that no more. You done got old, you like, fucking none of that don't matter. Man, nothing don't change. You get my point? Meaning y'all got a lot to offer, but y'all don't take the time out with yourselves. Y'all trying to fit in so much. Just be you. That's all I could tell most of y'all. People not gonna like, a lot of people don't like me at first, but I've had, no lie, like 20 different people over my lifetime tell me, yo, when I first met you, man, I didn't like you. I thought you was some loudmouth ass little nigga. But they said, then I got to know you, man, and I learned you like your struggle. And you get it? You one of my favorite niggas. You mad solid. But I didn't know why you was like that at first. Thought you just was a nigga that thought he was tough. Let's say when I was 20 years old, somebody I grew up with was like that. They didn't know me like that. They didn't like me. Now we good. And they told me before, like, yo, I didn't like you when you was young. I thought you was that nigga. But then somebody was telling me, like, yo, Shorty got kids and all that. He about his business, take care of his baby moms and his kid. And you get it? He kind of farther along than we are. You ain't got bills and none of that shit. This little nigga out here, he got to pay rent. Like, he ain't mobbing on niggas for fun. He got rent. And that, then my man, like, oh, I didn't know that. That's a lot for a 19-year-old to be paying bills and shit like that. And that it made him respect me, where he like, okay, I thought this nigga was a goofy. He fucking out here trying to make it work. And from there, you get it, when he talking to me, his mind different. And you get it, we kind of meshed. I didn't have no perspective of him or nobody, really. I ain't really like that. I'd rather just get to know you. And until I do, I don't know you. He said, my nephew don't know who Michael Jordan is, but he wear them. Yeah, this generation is lucky, man, but they don't know. They don't know we had to wear bullshit Payless shoes and all of that before we got like a real pair. Even me, I didn't come out the vagina with Jordans and fly shoes. I even had the bullshit shoes. Maybe my bullshit shoes days ended at 7. At 7 years old, I remember I got my first pair of Air Force Nikes. This is basically high top Nikes. The tongue was kind of fat and big. It said Force on the front. Old school joints. That was like my first pair. You see how I still remember. Because we was wearing bullshit all the way up. You get it? Some of y'all like, yo, my first pair was when I was 10. My mom still had me in the bullshits at 10, bro. Some of y'all might be a little earlier, where you like now around 5 or 6 is when I started getting my first ones. But none of us just started off like that. You gotta remember, in the 80s, it was a little dry, man. Niggas still wearing trench coats and British Walkers, shoe-like stuff. So when Nikes and Jordans, all that came out to work towards the late 80s, niggas ain't even have that. Like, nobody was even up on that to be like, yo, I'm having a baby, I'm about to get them these Jordans. Them shits was like designers back then, blood. Nobody had that. And so you get my point? We still wearing E-tonics and shit like that y'all wouldn't even wear now. We get a pair of E-tonics, a pair of Sauconys or something like that, and we good. A pair of Stan Smiths. These VIM butters, nigga. I know, I could tell you about poverty. When you got $50 and you like, I need some sneakers, I gotta make $50 fucking dollars for you. Say, I'm gonna go to VIM and get me some Pumas, man. Some Stan Smiths that'll last me through the summer, at least they white. Y'all don't come from that. Y'all like, I don't know, y'all too weak. Like I said, back in the day, we had to go through the struggle before we got something. And build character. It made you know, like, nah, I know what it was like to be fucked up. A lot of us gave shit to niggas that ain't have shit. Cause that nigga gave us a flashback in the moment. You seen his shoes and you like, oh shit, I remember I was fucked up. You see niggas teased him, you might say, yo, come to my house later. I'm gonna set you straight. There's a few niggas I gave clothes and sneakers to. And the same people that I've given clothes and sneakers to, they've done the same to others in their time. Like, you get it? And it's like I said, everybody got the same story. Everybody got that same thing. Some of y'all watching now, you could relate to me just through that. Where you like, nah, I know what he talking about. I definitely was in VIM getting me $50 butters, $40 butters for the summer because it was tight. And so you get my point? We came up different. We turned teenagers. We trying to get little jobs and hustle so we can help our parents. So you get my point? You see your parents struggling to buy you shit like tonics, nigga. $50. You like, damn, you struggling to get that? It make you feel like shit. Let me just buy my own shoes and maybe I can give you a little something. Y'all like selfish in the daytimes. Y'all don't even want to help y'all parents. They struggling to help you. When y'all parents be telling y'all they ain't got it and shit like that, y'all be getting mad like they got it. Y'all know how much rent and shit costs? Some of y'all parents done went in the debt just so you can have Jordans and don't get teased and you mad ungrateful. Your mama ain't eat all week, meaning she spent her lunch money so you can have them shits. That part. And so you get it? Y'all different in the day. He said, I always wanted to pay Maurice. You would have loved my homeboy Will from Harlem. That nigga had every Maurice you could think of. We used to call him the fly. Well, I used to call him the flyest nigga in Harlem. I was flyer than him. I was flyer than that nigga on the low, but that's just how I get down, you feel me? I ain't lying. I used to wear Ed Hardy and True Religions every day and Robin jeans and shit like that. So he wasn't flyer than me. I'm not saying it to be funny. Technically, he wasn't fly to me. But he was grown fly. My man come outside with the suit on with the Maurice, you get it? Nice tailor joint. And so he was grown man fly. Still fly, but you get my point? Like that kind of fly. And he used to have every Maury, I ain't gonna lie to you. You would have loved him. He would have gave you a pair, like, he from my times. You would have been like, man, I wish I had a pair of Maury's. I swear he would have been like, yo, come to my house, I'm gonna get you a pair. That's how everybody from my day was. Like, we work together. Even if a nigga don't know you, it don't matter. Like, if he see the enthusiasm, he like, fuck that. Like, I got a bunch of them. You can have one just so you can get the feeling. You feel me? In the daytimes, y'all like cold and dry and y'all just ain't of my taste. Like I said, I'm from old school. A nigga gonna help you. Even if he rough with it, you still gonna get what you need. In the daytimes, y'all mad rough with it and then y'all don't even want to help. Y'all don't want to pay back for help y'all got. Y'all just on straight diabolical demon time. It's a deep thing. And so hopefully y'all grasp that last part. Use it to grow. You get my point? The elders is here to help y'all, man. Y'all a little rough around the edges. Don't take so much offense if an elder, you get my point? Trying to help you out. And if you an elder, y'all got to measure up to that, man. I ain't knocking a lot of these young niggas because a lot of y'all old and you sloppy. And I wouldn't respect you either if I was young. Half stupid, like. And so if you older, measure up to what it is to be older. You can't be a follower and a peer pressure fool and all of that. And you grown, still playing little kid games. You gotta be solid so they respect you. I ain't gonna tell you they respect you, but you get it? You just I know all the youngsters in the daytime and everything respect me because when I'm walking through the street, they give me my space. They always like, what's up, big bro or unk? And you get me? They give me that respect. They ain't on that kind of time like that. If some shit about to go down, they'll give me the heads up, like, chill, OG, don't walk that way right now. That didn't happen before. They was having a shootout on the top. I don't know, they was doing some dumb shit on the corner, but the young boy was like, don't go over the OG. I know you be moving, you look like us. You look young and shit. You get it? Like that, everybody know how I move. I'm older, I ain't in nobody way, I ain't in y'all way. If you need some help or you need like a jewel, just ask me. You get my point? Other than that, I'm out the way, nigga. It's y'all time, do y'all thing. Let me know what's going on every so often, and that's that. And I'll let you know what's going on. And you get my point? Don't be out here doing that extra shit, nigga. Ask for you do that. I'm from that time. Before you go get yourself locked up or something stupid, nigga, ask. Like, to go do some dumb shit for $100, you could have asked. Nigga would have gave you that. And just say, kick back for the day and stay out of trouble. That's how you repay me. And so when y'all dealing with y'all elders, y'all better be able to separate the ones that's real elders from before, and they came up under that bump, and the ones that probably was goofy during their day and they ain't really getting none of this stuff that I'm telling you about now. They was the dweebs in their time. Learn to separate the two. And you get it? The ones you see like me, where they ain't scared to tell you what's up. And you get my point? Keep it solid with them, because they'll look out for you. They just got to know you got the proper respect and all of that. And you get my point? You can't be alone in this world because there's too many people here. You get my point? Say, I grew up without this, or I grew up without that. Something filled the void. You're just ungrateful and you lost on what you feel like you don't have. And you're not seeing the voids being filled. And a lot of y'all in the daytime, y'all gonna run y'all loved ones away because y'all don't know y'all place. You think you grown before your time, and that elders gotta let you do you. Or beat your ass half to death. You got too much love to do that, so they just let you go on your own way and just be bitter or whatever. But you get my point? You got the grasp. Now, if y'all have any questions, ask. What's embarrassing, Jamie? Jamie, that's Yari. Now I'm about to depart. I did finish the video, right? And in the AHYH whole get up, I finished that, right? I don't have to depart, but I do have to pee again. So I was just gonna end it. Oh my God, y'all be acting like y'all can't answer simple things. You said what's with the horns and Moses' brother? What was Jamie, you said the name was, oh yeah. Yeah, basically, Aya, Asha, Aya translates to I sent I. So when Moses asked the burning bush, if the Hebrews ask me who sent me, who should I say sent me? The burning bush basically tell him I sent I. Basically telling him, you sent your own self. It's about an ego. Moses is talking to his own ego, meaning he got chased out of Egypt. He killed somebody in Egypt. He ran to the mountains or whatever, wherever he was living at, and 40 years passed and he was being a shepherd or something, but truly he a soldier. And so his ego started playing on him like any riders would. You a whole soldier, now you a pussy living in the mountains playing shepherd. The ego started eating him up. And so you get my point? He was speaking to his own inner demons, let's say. And you get my point. It's like I said, the ancient text kind of got to do with yourself and the divine portions of yourself or parts of yourself, but it have to do with the divine portions or parts of yourself. And a lot of times they would write over those parts with like a god name. So you see how instead of them translating Aya, Asha, Aya, well, not Aya, but Ahyasrahayh, they translated or say it's pronounced Aya, Asha, Aya, not I, sent I. But they do say I am I, so it make you wonder, if that say I am I, then where did that come from? Why the hell they saying Asha, Asha, Asha for? And so you get my point? Ea is the ancient Sumerian deity, Ea, the one y'all call Enki. His name is Ea, and Ea is pronounced Ea. That's who Ea is. Ea, Enki. Desiree, what are you talking about? And the other, oh, you said what's the horns in Moses' brother? I don't know, y'all be making sense one moment, not the next. Any of y'all know what the young lady that said embarrassing is talking about? And Desiree, let me know what you're talking about. And I'm about to slide in a minute. I got a tinkle. But yeah, it's some parts that I didn't get to finish now that I'm thinking about it. But Aya is basically Ea or Enki, and in ancient Sumerian texts, Ea or Enki is basically the same character y'all have as Jesus. He's the savior of man, you know, all that other stuff. He wears he's either depicted as a fish or a lamb, you know, a fish or a sheep. We talking about Ea or Enki. It's the fish or the sheep god, and you get my point. He a part of the Trinity, like the whole the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Basically, you got Anu, Enlil, and Enki. And they the Trinity are, you get it? Thing, and Aya is basically the one y'all call Jesus or Yahweh. And so this all goes deep, but it make room for a part 2. Now I'm departing, and if you guys want to give back, please make sure you do. If you're not a channel member, you may want to become one. That's what you see with like Jay Hall and everybody else that got those feathers and things by their name, or a conscious cleansing kit. I mean, they a channel member. There's about 2,500 videos on this channel, but there's only like maybe 20 or 30 that's public. And you have to be a channel member to see the rest. Or you guys can always give back. Or when I do my little land thing that I think I'm about to start back again and see if I can raise money to get this little land school I want to get. Y'all give back or whatever, then I'll release all the content. Other than that, become a channel member. Enjoy the evening. Salam.